The Dyatlov Pass Mystery. The most terrifying unsolved mystery in history. The Dyatlov Pass Incident. February 1959. Deep within the frozen mountains of the Soviet Union, 9 experienced hikers set out on an adventure. They were young, strong, and highly trained. Their goal was simple: cross the remote Ural Mountains and complete a difficult winter expedition. But they never returned. Weeks later, rescuers found their abandoned tent. What they discovered next would become one of the most chilling mysteries in history. The tent had been ripped open from the inside. The hikers had fled into the freezing darkness barefoot. Some bodies were found under a tree. Others were buried beneath the snow. Several had horrifying injuries, and one victim was missing her tongue. More than 60 years later, nobody knows exactly what happened that night. This is the terrifying true story of the Dyatlov Pass Incident. Chapter 1: The Expedition. In January 1959, 10 university students and graduates left on a skiing expedition. Their leader was 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov. The group was experienced. They had survived harsh winter conditions before. The route they planned was considered difficult but achievable. The hikers traveled deep into the northern Ural Mountains. Temperatures often dropped below -30 degrees Celsius. Strong winds swept across the snowy landscape. The wilderness stretched endlessly in every direction. There were no towns, no roads, no help, just mountains and ice. Chapter 2: The Last Photographs. The hikers carried cameras. Throughout the journey they took photographs. The pictures show smiling faces, friends laughing together, people building camps, skiing across frozen valleys. Nothing seemed unusual. No signs of fear. No signs of danger. Yet these photographs would become the final images ever taken by the group. Soon afterward, something happened in the darkness. Something that changed everything. Chapter 3: The Night of February 1st Street. On February 1st, the group stopped on the slopes of a mountain known as Kholat Syakhl. The name translates roughly to Dead Mountain. As evening approached, they set up their tent. The weather worsened. Snow blew across the mountainside. Visibility decreased. Inside the tent, the hikers likely prepared for sleep. They had no idea this would be their final night alive. Then something occurred. Something so terrifying that all 9 people suddenly abandoned their shelter. Chapter 4: The Abandoned Tent. When rescuers eventually reached the campsite, they were shocked. The tent was still standing. Most belongings remained inside. Boots, coats, food, equipment, everything seemed normal. Except for one detail. The tent had been cut open from the inside. Instead of leaving through the entrance, the hikers had slashed their way out. Why? What could make experienced adventurers flee into a deadly snowstorm without proper clothing? The answer remains unknown. Chapter 5: Footprints in the Snow. Investigators found footprints leading away from the tent. The tracks suggested the hikers had walked, not run. Some were barefoot, others wore only socks. The footprints continued toward a nearby forest. Then they disappeared. The snow had erased the rest. Search teams followed the trail. Soon they made a disturbing discovery: the first bodies. Chapter 6: The Tree. Under a large cedar tree, rescuers found 2 hikers. Both were barefoot. Both wore very little clothing. Nearby was evidence of a small fire. It appeared the pair had attempted to stay warm. Branches high in the tree were broken. Perhaps one of them had climbed upward. Maybe they were looking for the tent. Or maybe they were trying to see something approaching through the darkness. Whatever happened, they never escaped. Chapter 7: The Next Discovery. Between the tree and the campsite, 3 more bodies were found. One was Igor Dyatlov himself. The victims appeared to be moving back toward the tent. It looked as if they had realized the danger had passed. Or perhaps they believed their equipment could still save them. But the freezing temperatures were relentless. One by one, they collapsed in the snow. The mystery deepened. 4 people were still missing. Chapter 8, The Final 4. Months later, after snow melted, investigators discovered the remaining hikers. Their location shocked everyone. The bodies were found inside a ravine covered by deep snow. Unlike the others, these victims had severe injuries. Broken ribs, crushed chests, a fractured skull. Yet strangely, there were few external wounds. It was as if an immense force had struck them. One victim was missing her tongue. The discovery fueled decades of speculation. Chapter 9, The Investigation. Soviet authorities launched an investigation. Experts examined the scene. They studied the injuries. They questioned witnesses. Yet answers remained elusive. No signs of another group were found. No evidence of a violent struggle existed. No clear explanation emerged. Eventually, the official conclusion stated only one thing. The hikers died because of an unknown compelling force. That vague explanation satisfied nobody. Chapter 10, The Theories. Over the decades, countless theories emerged. Some believed an avalanche forced the hikers from their tent. Others suggested military experiments, secret weapons, parachute mines, even extraterrestrial visitors. Each theory attempted to explain the strange events. Yet none answered every question. The mystery remained unsolved. Chapter 11, The Orange Lights. Adding to the mystery were reports of strange orange lights. Several witnesses claimed to have seen glowing objects in the sky around the same time. Some suggested they were military rockets. Others believed they were something far more unusual. The reports fueled speculation. Could the lights be connected? No definitive evidence has ever been found. Chapter 12, The Avalanche Theory. Many modern researchers support the avalanche explanation. According to this theory, shifting snow threatened the tent. The hikers escaped quickly. Fearing a larger collapse, they moved away. Later, they became lost in the storm. Hypothermia took some victims. Others suffered injuries during falls in the ravine. The theory explains many details, but not all of them. Questions remain. Chapter 13, The Fear Factor. Perhaps the most terrifying aspect of the Dyatlov mystery is psychological. Imagine being inside that tent. A violent noise echoes through the darkness. Snow pounds against the fabric. The wind screams outside. You believe death is seconds away. You cut open the tent. You flee into the freezing night. No flashlight, no coat, no clear destination. Only fear, pure fear. Whatever the hikers experienced, it was powerful enough to override survival instincts. Chapter 14, The Legacy. Today, the location is known as Dyatlov Pass. Named after expedition leader Igor Dyatlov. Researchers continue studying the case. Books have been written. Documentaries have been produced. Scientists still debate what happened. More than 6 decades later, the mystery refuses to disappear. Conclusion. 9 experienced hikers entered the mountains. None returned. Their tent was cut open from the inside. Their bodies were scattered across the snow. Their final moments remain hidden within the darkness of a winter night. Perhaps one day the truth will be known. Or perhaps the mountains will keep their secret forever. And that is what makes the Dyatlov Pass incident one of the most terrifying mysteries in history. If you enjoyed this true scary story, subscribe for more mysteries, disappearances, and unexplained events from around the world. And remember, some mysteries are never solved. Good night.